Hey y'all, I wanted to come back on here and talk to you guys about my videos. Some of you guys been messaging me, asking me questions, and thanks to all the new subscribers that subscribed to me to that video because you're looking for answers, and I'm about to try to answer as much as possible um, in this video. So, what I heard was voices that came through a portal, and it's energetic vortices that comes through an energetic field. Now, some people say that it's just a natural phenomenon, but we know that clearly cannot be the case. Now, each vortex has its own energetic characteristic. I would say has its own characteristics, right? And of course, it has its own frequencies, like a healing vortex, an awakening vortex. I can't go through all the different vortexes because there are many. So, what you heard on my video was a dimensional gateway. And what that means is, so it's basically a vortice that allows communications um, between other dimensions, timelines, and realities, and these are non physical. And it's safe for them to connect to get the message out. Some people call them spirit guides. Some people call them different types of entities. Some people say it's God. Some people say it's a prophet. It's all the same thing. It is dimensional gateways, no matter what you name it. Um, if you tap into these different types of knowledge, that's what it is. Now, some religious people may say, oh, well, that is not of God, but it's basically the same thing that you're doing when you're saying that you're hearing from God, that God told you to tell somebody this, or you're claiming that you're a prophet and you have a word of God that you need to get to God's people. It's basically the same thing, right? Some people say that it's their spirit guides. Some people say it's their guardian angels. Um, at the end of the day, if they're not in this realm, they would be considered extraterrestrial beings of knowledge and wisdom. So if you are one of those people, and if you heard my video, then it what you heard was a dimensional gateway, and you heard a message coming through. Now, I have had multiple people tell me that they heard one thing while somebody else said that they heard another thing. So, my response to that is whatever message that you receive from my video, if you heard anything at all, then you take that message and you keep it and you hold it dear to you. Some people didn't hear anything at all, and that's perfectly okay because you can still work on your vibrational alignment. So you can hear. So you also heard another, um, I would say, knowledge and wisdom. You heard me give knowledge and wisdom in that form of a vortex as well, which was very profound because it just came out of nowhere. And I do this quite often with my soul tribe. I give them knowledge and wisdom coming from a vortex where I tap in and I hear what source is saying and I give them the message. I do this all the time. Some of you guys call it insight, some of you guys call it dreams, some of you guys call it download. Either way, you are gaining knowledge and wisdom and insight from higher dimensional consciousness. And when that happens, that means that you have tapped into frequency higher than the frequency currently in this realm. And if you are able to tap into the knowledge and the wisdom vortex, you gain profound insight, um, knowledge and wisdom that probably most people in this realm will not be able to access. Like right now, I'm already tapped in. I can tell you, let me just say this. A lot of you guys that's going to watch this video, you're going to have a spiritual awakening vortex experience. And this is what I do. This is one of my gifts. This is what I'm called to do, is to activate the spiritual awakening within this realm. And you're going to come into realization that things around you is not what they seem to be. You'll begin to connect to a higher consciousness, and you will start getting unlocked, because there are keys that are in this realm that only a few, I won't say a few, there are a multitude of people that carry these keys to unlock and to activate the masses. I just happen to be one of them. Also, if you're watching this video while I'm talking about this, you'll begin to have a quick shift in your consciousness. You'll also realize there's going to be a shift in your perception of your reality. Now, this particular vortex, for as the vortex and the energy is concerned, it's really a spiritual awakening. So when you hear people say that they are going through a spiritual awakening, they have actually tapped into a vortex. So when you tap into the spiritual awakening vortex, I just want to run down to you what dimensions you're tapping into, because no one never talks about this. So when you actually tap into a spiritual awakening vortex, you are tapping into a dimensional vortex. And that vortex and that dimension is the seventh and eighth, and sometimes the ninth, depending on your frequency. You're going to start feeling very euphoric, blissful. You're going to feel a sense of expansion in your consciousness. And when you feel this, you will have access to stargates. Now, there's a difference between stargates and portals, but I'll put that in my next video, and make sure that you guys check that video out, because it's extremely important, because we now have stargates and portals on Earth right now that can be accessed. You guys have been seeing them. You guys are wondering what they are. And apparently, Source is using me to get this information out to you. And when you're going through a real transformation of a spiritual awakening, what ends up happening is you'll start feeling a sense of interconnectedness, because that's where we're headed. That's what we're doing currently right now. You'll start receiving visions and clear downloads from your higher source. Now, some people are on here saying that you have to be a star seed in order to access a true spiritual awakening, and that's not true. Absolutely false. A spiritual awakening is for anyone that wants to tap into the God frequency and raise their vibrational alignment with our Creator. All. And this is all the downloads that I have for now. I will come back on here and go into great detail about what is happening in our current reality. And I also related to the news that you're seeing about all the step downs, about the Sean Puppy Combs, and I'll tell you what energy that is that you're witnessing. Until then, peace out. Like, follow, subscribe. Please share the video. Let's get the correct information out there. Peace, love, and light.